Okay, now that we have our website up and running, let's add Bootstrap to it so that we have Bootstrap to use for the rest of the lessons, and our website will look a little bit better. So let's go to bootstrap.com, and it's actually Get Bootstrap. So if you type Get Bootstrap, that should show up, and hit enter. The first one that shows up should be getbootstrap.com. If you go to a different Bootstrap, it'll be a different version. Getbootstrap.com is usually the latest version, which is 5.1.3 as of this recording. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And Bootstrap, look at how fantastic this page looks. This is what it gives us the ability to do. And that's what we're going to add it to our site. Now, of course, we're using the default theme, so it looks, it'll look white, but it'll look better than what it does by default. All right, so don't worry about Bootstrap and learning it right now. For this lesson, we're just going to go ahead and add it to our page and then add one more thing just to see how it works. So let's go to the Docs tab here. And they've got a nice little Get Started with Bootstrap starter. We can look at this later. All we're trying to do right now is add it to our page. Here's a demo of what it looked like before. Ours is much more simple than this, but let's assume this is the before. And this would be the after, where we add the Bootstrap style sheet and then the Bootstrap JavaScript bundle. So all we have to do here is click on this little clipboard, and the checkbox means it's checked. And we'll go back to our editor, and let's just go ahead and highlight all that and delete, and then we'll paste. So now that easily we just added Bootstrap. So let's go ahead and do a commit message that says add Bootstrap, and hit commit and push. Okay, so now we just have to wait for it to build. So we'll click on our GitHub page, status page, and we'll refresh this and see that this has our new message, add Bootstrap, and it's got the, I'm going to call it brown from now on. It's got the little brown pending button. And we go ahead and click on details to watch that happen. So it's building our website. Still simple, but now it has Bootstrap built into it. And let's see what that looks like. I'm going to click on deploy over here to see what that's doing. Okay, success and complete job. So let's go ahead and take a look. We've got the green checkbox, and GitHub Pages is down here on the bottom right. I'm going to click that, and that takes us to the pages, I'll call it a dashboard. And let's click on our website URL. And as you can see, we've got hello there. It looks the same. Let's refresh. Now it looks like Bootstrap. So Bootstrap has this font. Now notice it's all smashed up against the left though. Bootstrap works in what's called containers. And so that a container is something that's responsive. So we're going to go ahead and add a container quickly to see how that looks. All right, if we scroll down a little bit more, we see some other things to do here. You can read through this if you want to. Don't worry about it right now. So there's a lot of content here. And so on the left, I'm just going to scroll down to containers. And what's nice about Bootstrap is they've got the documentation, and they've got a lot of good cut and paste examples. And they make it easy to cut and paste because of the little clipboard. So here's a container, and we put our content inside of it. And that makes the container responsive. So it'll shrink to your phone size, and if you're on a computer that you can stretch, it'll stretch back and forth, and we'll see that in a moment. So let's go ahead and grab this default container, and we'll put it around our, well, it's their hello world now. Ours was said hello. And let's go ahead and just paste it down at the beginning here. And notice the formatting got messed up. That's okay. I'll show you how to fix that. So we're just going to cut that one with Control X is what I use there. And then I'm going to paste that in with Control V. I'm on Windows right now. I'm usually on a Mac, but doing Windows right now. Okay, so I just formatted it out of habit. Let's go ahead and mess up the formatting again. All right, let's say it looks like that. So I'm going to right-click here, and then there's a Format Document menu item, and it formatted the page for us. And then I save. And then let's say on our commit message, add container. Oops, I got to spell it right. Container. Okay, and then I'll commit and push. Okay, and then we wait again. And that says green. It's not really green. You just got to refresh. You can tell by the message here. So our last message was whatever that one was, and add container is the one that we want. So if that's how I know I need to refresh. And this little brown pending button. Let's click on details so we see a little bit more of that. Okay, it's building. So on GitHub, you can host your source code here, and as well as websites, which is really neat. So we're going to learn how to use this as we go. What's really great about GitHub is it makes it so you don't lose your code, and you can make changes quickly. And if you don't like them, you can throw them away, and you can go back to something that was working. So it's a really nice tool to learn how to use. So deploy is successful. Let's get back to our pages somehow. So you got to scroll to the top, and I click on code to get to the beginning, to get to this thing down at the bottom right again. All right, and I'm going to click here, and it looks like it's still on the left. Nothing's changed. So I'm going to refresh, and now it moved. So the container has margins, right? It pulled it in. It doesn't look much different than what it looked like before. And let's see what it does when we stretch it. You'll notice the font's getting a little bit smaller, and then it's smashed to the side when it's about phone size. All right, so let's expand that back out, and let's do something a little bit more obvious. What's really nice about Bootstrap, as I mentioned, it's got a bunch of cut and paste examples. Let's do one of my favorite ones, and this is a great one for learning. So under layout, under forms, and don't worry about any of this stuff or the HTML we're about to paste. It looks complex, and it's not so complex when you know what it does. But the reason I like this address one is the way the layout is. Notice that there's three input boxes here, or type input boxes, and how the layout is somewhat, it looks simple, but it's somewhat complex. If you can build this form from scratch in your head, you could pretty much build any layout. And what we have here is the HTML, and it looks kind of complex. Don't worry about that. We'll learn what it is, and it'll become more simple to you. But let's go ahead and copy this and back to our page. And let's paste it right underneath Hello World. So I'm just going to hit enter a couple times, and then Control V, and that'll paste it in. If the formatting's off, it's okay. We'll just right-click menu, and then Format Document, and it formatted for us. And let's see what that looks like. So let's say add address form. Okay, and then we'll commit and push, and it'll build our website again and publish it on the internet. And then we'll see how that looks. All right, and so you end up doing this a lot. Let's refresh, and we've got address form. So if you're building an address book, you pretty much just added the inputs for it, and then we would have to add JavaScript to that, but that's what we're going to do when we do our blog, and so we're going to be learning that soon. Okay, I'm impatient, so I want to see something happening. So I'll click on the details link, and what's nice is the summaries here. This is already done by the time we clicked on it, and that's already done by the time I clicked on it. So back to the code tab, back to GitHub Pages down here, and then we click on our link. Okay, it looks the same because we need to refresh, and boom, there's the address form. And it was that easy. Now that's actually on our website. Now what's nice is it's a responsive container, right? So let's shrink our browser to a normal size. Well, actually, this looks like phone size. Let me see how small it goes. It goes that small. Now notice the address fields changed to be like it would look like on a phone. So they stack themselves on top of each other. Now if we stretch this out, notice how it relayed itself out. See, it's changing. That's responsive. So it runs good on a phone, runs good on an iPad or tablet, runs good on your desktop. And that's what we just added to our website. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.